Hello and welcome to RACE, a writing strategy to make sure that you have fully responded to any prompt or question that you have been given about a specific text. RACE is an acronym that stands for Restate the Question, Answer the Question, Cite the Text Evidence, and Explain your citation. These are all of the elements that you want to make sure are included in any written response that you have to something that you've read. You want to start by restating the question. So turning that question into a statement so that you are making sure, one, that you're staying on track and answering the actual question, but also you're letting whoever's reading your passage know what you're writing about. Chances are the person reading your paragraph has not seen the prompt and has not even seen the text. So it's very important for you to include that information so that you have a well-rounded thesis or topic sentence. For example, if the question is, how can students improve their study skills? Restating that question would turn it into, students can improve their study skills by, or you could say students can improve their study skills because. That's introducing and addressing the prompt and then leading into the second part where you're going to answer the question. So anytime you have a thesis statement or a topic sentence, you want to make sure that you have restated that prompt and then you have included by or because to lead into your answer. So then when you're answering the question, you're going to answer all parts of the question. In this example, it's a one-part question, but sometimes you're going to have multiple parts. You want to make sure that you are answering all parts of it. Next, you're going to cite text evidence to support your answer. It's not enough to say, this is my answer and call it a day. You must refer back to the text and include evidence from that text to strengthen your argument. You're going to mark your text, you're going to highlight things. Those are going to be your evidence to support. So you want to make sure that you have direct text evidence or something that you can allude to or refer to, and also make sure that you introduce it. So we don't just jump right into the text. We got to say, for example, according to the text, the author states, or anything like that, that's going to say, this is how I'm going from my answer into showing you where I've got evidence to support my answer. Finally, the last element that you want to, or not the last element, but the next element that you want to include is an explanation of your citation. So I've answered the question, I've given text evidence, now I have to prove how that supports what I'm doing, what I'm saying. So you're going to elaborate or explain why the text evidence that you chose proves your point. The point that you're trying to prove, again, is that answer to the question. You've got the text evidence, now you're proving it. These are the elements that must be included to make sure that you have fully responded to the question. The last element that's not here is a summary. You can wrap the summary up into your explanation where you're bringing it all together and getting back to the original prompt or statement and saying, something along the lines of, this evidence and this, or what I've written here supports my understanding of the text, or something along those lines where you're bringing it home, bringing it all back together so that the person who is reading it knows that they've gotten to the end, but also for you to have that visual ending to your writing and to know, I've done all the things that I needed to do. So RACE is not necessarily a format that you need to follow. It's just a checklist. When you're doing your writing, you want to go through and say, did I restate the question and answer all parts of it? If not, go back and fix that. Did I cite text evidence? It shouldn't just be something where he said blah, 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 and you don't have actual information pulled directly from the text. If you don't have it, go back and get it. And then finally, your explanation and summary, where you bring it all together to show how each one of these pieces comes together to answer your question.